Taehyung, can we go out today? It's been a month since we went out. You exclaimed, a pout forming on your lips. Taehyung looked at you through the mirror and raised a brow. A month? He asked, staring at you. Your pout was prominent at this point. Okay, 2 weeks? You whispered, looking away as your cheeks turned pink. He chuckled and walked towards you. We will go out, but not today. I might come late because of the international meeting, but I will try to come as soon as possible. He said, leaning in to kiss your forehead. You giggled and closed your eyes. Sleep more for an hour. It's just 6. He murmured softly, staring at you with so many emotions. I'm hungry. I will make something for myself. You tried to get up, but Taeyong didn't let you. I will bring some fruits for you, he said, pushing your shoulder, but you shook your head. You might be getting late, and it's not like I will burn the kitchen. I know basic cooking. Taeyong chuckled again, but was still unsure if you could handle yourself in the kitchen without him. I'll be okay, Tianga. I promise. And it's not my first time cooking. I won't do that like last time. You laughed at your own antics, remembering what you did last time. You tried to cook for Tiang. The maids were shocked and scared, but fortunately, Tiang didn't fire them at your request. You were chilling on the couch, reading a funny book. You already ate your favorite cream fruit sandwich, and now you were getting bored. How should I spend my day today? You asked yourself and started thinking, but you frowned as soon as you heard the doorbell. Did Tiang forget something? You murmured, looking at time. It was 10 in the morning. Why would he come? You opened the door, expecting to see Tiang, but you frowned when you saw his mother standing outside with an annoyed expression as if she was forced to come here. You never liked her. She was rude and arrogant, but as she was your mother in law, you let her in. Good morning, mother. Come inside. You greeted politely and stepped aside, but she just coughed and rolled her eyes as if you said something to offend her. You bit back your tongue, trying not to say something offensive. What brings you here? You asked with a polite smile. She looked at you sharply and set her back down. What do you mean why I'm here? It's my son's house. I can be here as much as I want, she replied without looking at you. You clenched your fist and turned to walk away, but she stopped you. Your parents didn't teach you manners? How can you ignore me? She asked, her tone raised a bit. I'm not going. I'm telling the maids to bring some tea and snacks for you. No need. I came to meet my son. You looked at her as if she had grown 2 heads. How could she not know it's Taeyong's office time? But Taeyong is not home. You said as a matter of fact, but she just nodded. What's wrong with her? You murmured under your breath at her weird behavior. So, you managed to leave here. You could feel an edge in her tone. Uh-huh. You asked with frown, not wanting to stay with her for a minute, but she's your husband's mother. You couldn't disrespect her like that. I didn't trap him. We both love each other, you said in a low voice. You could feel it wouldn't end well, so you tried to walk away, but her words stopped you. You're so shameless like your parents. How could they think they will be equal to us after getting her greedy daughter tied with my son? You turned towards her sharply. Your eyes started stinging with tears. Some of them made awkwardly passed without a word, but they knew a storm would come if you cried. Last time you cried over an ice cream after recovering from your sickness, Tiang himself ran all the way to the shop at midnight to find an ice cream for you. Don't drag my parents here, you whispered, looking at her with a glare. She scoffed and crossed her legs elegantly, giving a judging look. Why? If they weren't greedy, then why did they marry you with my son? You think wearing these expensive dresses will make you look rich? She said, looking down at your dress. Tiang bought for you. Most of the dresses were his gift because he knew you liked dresses. I said, don't drag my parents in here. You raised your voice, glaring at her with hatred. She smiled, leaning back. See, how can you be among us when you have no manners on how to talk to your elders? She exclaimed arrogantly, but you turned your heels and walked away, not replying to her nonsense. Anhe, the headmaid, saw the commotion and quickly called Taehyung and explained everything. Despite having a lunch meeting with a client at 11, he postponed the meeting and ran home because he knew how harsh and bitter his mother could be when it comes to you. His mother was in the lodge when he came, but without sparing her a glance, he runs towards the bedroom. His step halted as soon as he heard a quiet sobbing coming from the bedroom. He remembered how happy you were when he left, and now you were crying because of his mother. He turned and walked down towards the lodge where his mother was sitting calmly. She smiled as soon as she saw her son, but her smile faltered when she looked at him. He looked furious. What did you say to her, Mom? He asked, his tone cold like he always talked to strangers, but right now he was talking to his mother. Oh, so she told you about it already? So fast are these servants, she exclaimed sarcastically and rolled her eyes, but he cuts her off. Be logical, Mom. How would she tell me? I hired those workers for her safety, so it's their duty to inform me. He replied coldly, but she just looked at him in disbelief. So now, for a girl like her, you will. He again cut her off. She is not just a girl, she is my wife, and my wife deserves respect, Mom. I love her so much because you are my mother, but I won't forget. It was my wife who stood with me in my bad times. My mother never had a dime. He replied bitterly, making her eyes widen at his tone. Don't ever do that again, Mom, or else I will forbid you to see her. You can scold me, hit me, but no words to my wife. It was not a request, but a command. Enough now, you had changed so much under her influence. You'll regret choosing her instead of Julia. She raised her tone, her eyes stung with tears of shame. I will never regret it, Mom. And Julia was your setup, not my choice. My choice will always be my wife. I will choose her in every life, he said, leaving no room for argument. She took her bag and walked out. Tiong called his driver and told him to drop his mom at her house. You were standing against the wall, hearing the commotion, but didn't dare to step forward. But your heart pounded against your chest, both with fears and gratitude. Fears that she might have misunderstood her son, and gratitude that your husband, as always, stood up for you, but this time against his own mother. Tiang, you called him softly, standing near the stairs. He swiftly turned towards you. Baby, he strode towards you, his expression soft with concern which made your heart swell with gratitude and love. You didn't have to do that, you know, but what you did was so brave. You said as tears kept from your eyes. Without saying a word, he scooped you in his arms and took you to the bedroom. Setting you on the bed gently, he knelt down in front of you. You are not just my wife, you are my other half. That means hurting you will hurt me too. And never ever let anyone walk through you. You are Mrs. Kim Taehyung and no one has the right to disobey you. He said softly, his eyes softened as he stared at you. I didn't know what I would have done without you. You whispered, resting your forehead against his. He smiled and kissed your forehead.